Hey, it's Michael. Let's get right into it. I hope you're all doing well. Anyway, it's been something going on in my head this week as far as that's resulting in this podcast here. Is what's holding you back? I was thinking about what was holding me back. What's holding Michael back in terms of, made progress. That's good. Making progress, but we want to accelerate those dreams and goals that are maybe down the road, but to kind of speed it up where we get them like today, tomorrow. And so, but it's a good question that you can ask yourself, well, what's holding me back? Is it something in the past? Let's talk about, is it fear? And just to stop with fear for a moment, fear can be a dream killer. Not can be, it is a dream killer. That little nasty four-letter word. It can stop someone from realizing their true potential. And perhaps you can be good, or perhaps without that fear, you could be great at something, whatever that something is. Now it's up to you to fill in the blanks to what that utopian dream is, where you see yourself, like they do in interviews. Where do you see yourself or an evaluation, employer to employee? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? How about next year? A lot of people, we would have a problem with answering those questions because of what? Four-letter word? Fear. And so, lack of confidence, lack of courage. Now, that may not be the source. We're just putting labels, and sometimes we can mislabel things. And for example, I want to go back to the little word fear, the little big word. A lot of times we call it fear, but it's maybe something else. And so let's talk about what that something else could be. Because it's easy to say, oh, or I'm not interested. That's another way to cop out of getting out of living your true purpose and fighting a good fight and fighting up that hill all alone sometimes. It's easy to say, well, I give up, flag, defeat, because fear of failure. That's a big one. There's other type of fears, fear of this, that, but fear of failure. Perhaps you did not make it in something. You dropped the ball. You didn't achieve something. That we all been there. Raise your hands. We all been where we didn't achieve a goal. And so now there's no guarantee of any success whatsoever. That's life. It's risk. I call it calculated risk. So when you failed at something, you said maybe it could have been when you were 5 years old, 10 years old. You remember 15, 20, 30, last year, whenever it was, it could have, not could have, it could have uh, really impacted you in ways you don't really have come to grips with. That maybe you put it in the back, your file cabinet in the back of your mind, and just forget about it. Just forget it. I'm not going to pursue this line of this road that I'm on because I failed 3 times. And you know what? Sometimes we aren't suited for certain things. Like, for example, I cannot be a surgeon. I that blood and sawing through bone and pulling stuff out and yanking stuff. I cannot do that. Do not want to do that. No interest in. And if I tried, I would fail because I'm just not acclimated. I'm not geared that way. So we do have to do some drill it down to some hard inner reflection on what are we made of? What are we intended to do? Why am I here on this earth? Those questions have to be answered before you to truly move to your full potential. And so riding a bicycle, remember that? Fall down, you fell down. What did your mom and dad or brother, sister, or whoever taught you to ride a bike? Get back up, get your butt back on that seat. Try it again. Fall, get back up, fall down again. Get back up. Get back on that bike. You didn't quit. But yet, by any measure, you weren't successful the first few times. And we can call that failure. But I like to call it a bump in the road. Because think about it, failure is when you just absolutely quit and give up on something. But when you fall down and you don't achieve the dream right away and cross the finish line, but you continue to try it again, do it again, that's not true failure. You're practicing, you're getting better. And each other day, week, month, year goes by, you're getting better at whatever it is. And so the same thing, you have to maintain that little kid riding that bicycle, that dang it, I'm going to ride that dang bicycle. It's the last thing I do. And you wrote it, you write it, writing it down. And replace bicycle with whatever that is. Look at the things you didn't give up on. You eventually succeeded. Now, are we going to succeed at everything? That's unrealistic. Don't disappoint yourself. It's unrealistic that you'll be a plus winner in every single thing, a gold medalist in everything. No, doesn't exist. You're not perfect. No one is. So the emotions can really swell up to cause some true damage. And we can call that emotional intelligence, where we mislabel things and say, well, I just don't have any skill or talent for something, and you run and that's it. And so, but we have to be realistic too. But you have to be careful with that R word, realistic, because there's a lot of inventions that were made over our last 100, 200 years that wouldn't have been made if the person just listened to other people and said, oh, it's unrealistic. Okay, you're right. Sort of like the story with Noah, talking about it's going to rain. What's rain? They never experienced rain. It didn't rain before he was building that boat. And so, and all of a sudden, voila, it's storming and it's raining. So he had vision. And so, what's holding you back? Is it a lack of that vision or clarity? Because sometimes we do have to clarify what our true vision is that we have for ourselves. It can be muddled, it can be misguided. That's true. We need to clean it up. Been there, done that. What do you really want out of life? That's the question you have to ask yourself. What do I really want out of life? Well, I know most of us want to be financially solvent and where we're not on the floor counting pennies so we can pay for the electric bill or the gas bill or the mortgage bill. And so you do want to be financially stable. That's one. And how about healthy? Now, or health could be holding you back, not taking care of yourself, or things happening out of your control. You need to shore that up. If it's health related, what's holding you back. And it may be as simple as changing your food intake, your diet, call it a diet. I know people may hate that. Or an exercise. Hey, I started going to the gym and exercise. I lost 24 pounds. I lost 24 pounds. It's good. Took a lot of effort, a lot of aggravation, frustration, time. But if I gave up earlier on saying, oh man, I can't even lose 2 pounds, then I would not have lost 24. I have fought the good fight. I'm still in the race. You're still in that rat race. I know you're trying to get out of that rat race. But so courage is not the absence of fear. Now, some of you think that, oh, I will be courageous once I eliminate this fear. No, you know how you get rid of fear? I'm leaning into you now. I mean, come on. You know how you get your courage? Because you'll waste a lifetime trying to get rid of fear to get courage. What you do is you have your goals and your expectations and your dreams. And guess what? A word, action. You put the left foot, then the right foot. The left foot, you keep going until you keep walking. Guess what happens to that fear? That fear just starts dissipating. Guess what it's replaced with? Courage. 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 Take that foot and then that fear, then by the time you see it, that fear is way, way in the back. And all you got is pure courage. Pure courage there. You didn't just say whip that fear away. You just did what you needed to do. You took action. You totally immersed yourself in whatever it is was. And now all of a sudden you're a confident, courageous person. Just like with that bicycle, learning how to ride this bike. You still was scared when you got back on it. Someone like, get back on there, boy. Get back on there, girl. But it went away as soon as I can ride it. Were you scared then? No, it just went away, right? Let's apply that to everything else we do. And I want to tell you something. There's a lot of negative people in the world. They don't think they're negative. They don't call themselves negative. But guess what? They're haters. Haters. They will do their best to stop you. Yeah, they're jealous, jealous, jealous. None of their business what you do. You have to stop telling all your business. Got haters out there that smile in your face. Remember OJ, smile in your face? And backstabbers. They don't just stab you in the back anymore. They stab you in the front. Eyes wide open. So be careful who you let in your inner circle. See, people saying, oh man, you can't do that. It's going to be too expensive. You don't have the skill. You're not good enough, tall enough, looking good enough. And, you need to do this. And that. Yeah, they'll be giving you a whole list of stuff you need to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So thank you. Just move on. And you need to listen to your heart, your mind, and your true posse. Even if your posse has one person, a best friend, a mother, a father, a brother, sister, you have some confident that you can trust. Well, at least you got one somewhere that supports you, right? So whoever it is, it could be a coach, pastor, someone, whoever it is, irrelevant. But you know, let them support you and encourage you, be your cheerleader. It's nice to have a cheerleader. You watch sports, right? You've been in sports or watched it both. And what do they do? Rah, rah, everybody's good. It helps the adrenaline, it helps keep you going during those rough times because life is a roller coaster. It's an absolutely goes up. What's going to go up? It's going to go down. And you can't fall apart every time it goes down. You fell off that bicycle, that went down, but you went back up, right? And so weather the storms. Don't quit. Stay long enough so we don't have to ask the question, what's holding me back? A lot could be holding us back in different categories. I already gave you a bunch of them. So watch who is in your inner circle. Inner circle. And don't care about the other folks, not even called friends. They're not frenemies. They're not nothing. Just don't worry about them. Let them keep talking. They're going to stay exactly where they are. Let them keep hating. Haters hate. That's what they do. Cheerleaders lead. That's right. They cheer. Cheerleaders cheerlead. Rah, rah, Michael, rah, rah. And those are the folks you reciprocate and you help them and do the same thing they do to you. Help them. And the other folks, you stay away. Now, I know it's kind of hard when some of those folks are at your job, your job, the haters. Not too much you can do except stay away and just be polite. Take the high road, though. Spirits are listening. Take the high road, even when people don't deserve it. And so that'll help you to not be in a position where uh, you're not realizing your achievements and your goals. Now, other reasons that could be, I mentioned that word, the past. Let me stay on that for a moment. What's the past? I look at it as two mirrors. You have a mirror to your past and a mirror to your future. Let's talk about the mirror to your past. A lot of times we reflect on stuff that is holding us back. Because something happened in 1975, 2010, yesterday, that's going to interfere with us climbing that mountaintop, climbing our Mount Everest. What's your Mount Everest? Because we not only reflect, it's okay You hear from me first, or second, or third. It's okay to reflect on the past because guess what? When we evaluate and analyze the past, it tells you what to do and what not to do, what not to do and what to do. But here's the problem. We get stuck in 1975, stuck in 2010, well, whatever happened that's causing us to drag our heels in our pathway to success. And so you gotta get out of that. And what is that expression? You're doomed to repeat it. Those who don't look at the history, yeah, look at the history, but you got to move on. Only do use it the past as a tool to analyze. Whoa, that didn't work out for me. I'm not doing that again. Lost a big toe on that one. And so, but then you got to close that mirror to the past, shut it down, and then look at the mirror to the future. That's the vision where you're going, the light, that hope, that beacon of light. You see it, you're going toward it, going to it, you're going toward it. And so, other issues could be employment or lack of consistent or sufficient wages that's holding you back. And that could be true, that could be real. So now you evaluated that, you came up to the conclusion of that, but now the problem is people don't take action to do something about it. They just wallow in self-pity. Can't wallow. Can't feel sorry for yourself more than 5 seconds. Some people would argue don't even do 5 seconds. But you're human. It's understandably sad, depressed, and been there, done that. So if you need more income, you need a consistent job, you have to, perhaps you may need to go back to school. And when I say school, not necessarily academic, it could be vocational, right? Learn a skill or trade. Those are admirable, but it may need a degree for what you want to do, like doctor, lawyer. You don't need, yeah, there's a pathway. Talk to a counselor, a career counselor, and they can guide you. And so perhaps you are in business that's not profitable, suffering, get a business coach. May cost a little money, yeah. And they have free classes at SCORE that look at score.org. They have former executives. I used it when I was going into business years ago. So it's free. A lot of stuff is free. Look at your free resources. You can take a certificated program. You could go to a library, books, okay, all the above. Speak to someone that's in the field that you're thinking about. Or, if you're in business, again, look at people that can help you. And so, and if if it's an earning problem, then, and you currently have a job, and do well, do very well, be proactive. Don't have someone have to ask you to do things all the time, but throw yourself out there and then go and ask your manager, your boss, Mr. Boss, Mrs. Boss, can I have a raise? And then go from there. And a lot of times it's just a matter of asking. But yes, you have to be courageous. Even if you have that level of fear, 80% of fear, walk in there and ask for a raise. Go and get yourself education, academic or vocational in nature to earn more money. And perhaps now to flip that could be a spending problem. A lot of times people call it an income problem, but it's not. It's that they spend and they don't have a budget. They don't know what they spent their money on. Get you a budget and stick to it. It can be on pencil and paper or Excel. You don't have to buy anything, but they have programs like Mint or Every Dollar out there. They have free versions and premium versions. So there's no reason not to track your expenses and to have self-control. Some people just do not have it or enough. So perhaps a lot of people aren't saving their money during the pandemic. A lot of people are saving their money, but save. I used to say when I made every dollar, I saved 20 cents on every dollar. 10 cents, 5 cents, whatever I had to do. I did not stop. If it was a penny, I kept the habit. So you got to develop that habit. It's important to maintain the habit. And so, um, investing, once you save, you got to start let your money grow because you not now there's 4 or 5% interest rate savings accounts now. It's not gonna last forever, but you need to invest your money. And what does that mean? It could be your company's 401k, Roth, IRA, traditional. It could be SEP. It could be a number of things, and basically in the stock market. I know you say, "Oh, it goes up and down." Yes, it does. It's been kind to me. You got to do your research and you got to educate yourself with that. And so, real estate is another thing you may want to get into, and it's a little more challenging, but not impossible. There's a whole host of channels out there and books and stuff about how to get into rental real estate, and and I have podcasts about real estate as well. So sign up, please subscribe to my channel and like that button, please subscribe and share it with family and friends. And so another thing that could be holding you back, and it's a big one, perhaps bigger than all the other ones, just as big as not having confidence in yourself, is relationships, poor, bad relationships. Maybe you got divorced and spent all your money on that, separated, someone is not acting right. And so uh, being in a bad relationship can definitely torpedo your dreams and goals for what you want in your life and your family's life. It can just, yeah, if you're with the wrong person, there's nothing you can do except say goodbye sometimes. And sometimes it can be healed. I don't believe in, if someone's just the wrong fit and wrong whatever, that's a challenge. You got to deal with that. Michael Caine's not saying whatever to do what you do, but I know if it's bad, now what would you advice would you give your son or daughter? Huh? And what advice did your mother and father or person that watched over you, your guardian, your coach, your minister, or whatever, what do they tell you? And so you need to think about now there's different types of relationships. There's the pal, the friend. Perhaps you're with the wrong group. You could have been the same when you were 5 years old, but you outgrew each other. They're in a place over here and you're trying to go over there. So sometimes you got to cut folks loose. And it's natural. It's nobody's fault. It's just you outgrown each other. Same thing in a relationship. Some people should never have gotten together, whatever, if it's a friendship or a romantic entanglement or whatever situation. And so that will stop you. Absolutely. Yeah. I won't say amen to that, but it will stop you. And so it's important that you look at all these factors on what's holding you back. And I would do this sooner than later. Now, I'm not saying to cut people loose and do all like that. You need to evaluate your situation and see where you are and don't act out of a sudden rush of emotion because that'll get you not in a good shape, making rash decisions and stuff. Definitely, when you have to make that decision on your own for valid reasons known to you. Okay. And so it's important that your team, your posse, and your cheerleading section is there. And more importantly, that you're present and active in your own life. It's important that you take decisive action after you soul search, meditate, pray, consult others, and then you take sometimes little baby steps. Okay, little baby steps, that's all you need. So anyway, so I hope that's been helpful and that you can get rid of those things that are holding you back so you can achieve the dream. Not just the American dream, but the dream of you. And you can do you and be proud of you and break the shackles of bondage. Until next time, my friends, adios.